So these are my potted cucumbers that I did not water because the kids made it weird. So they're dying a little bit. Some of the younger ones. I'm just going to pop those off. But there's definitely little cucumbers growing here. These are the small tomatoes that are supposed to be small and are this big. So I need to pot those up and out. More tomatoes that I started. These were the ones I started in March. And there's some more with marigolds. So many mistakes. These are bell peppers that keep flowering and dying because pretty sure mistakes keep happening there. It's fine. Oh, look, tiny peppers that have blossoms on them and are covered in aphids, but also have blossoms on them, but are only 3 inches tall. This is a tomato plant. The yellow pear. This is a sucker I took off of it and put in there like a month ago, and it has teeny tiny blossoms that are trying to start. This is the physalis that has lost its mind and is growing into the ceiling because this was supposed to be really hard to get to germinate, and it is not, apparently, in my house. This is round 2 of planting physalis to replace that because we still have frost for another like 6 weeks. Yeah, this mistakes. So many mistakes. But yeah, and tiny artichokes. Tiny artichokes. And mystery pepper. There's just mistakes. And this is like 1/10 of my garden mistakes right now. I have been really bad about doing garden tours because it's all like in process, but I transplanted like all my peppers and tomatoes and potted them up or put them in permanent places. So hopefully we will be able to do stuff. I've got some gambles going on. I put tomatoes outside, mistakes, without hardening them off. My garlic chives and my regular chives are rebounding and coming out of their dormancy. So we just have little baby onions everywhere. And some things are dying, some things are coming back. It's what it is. Potatoes are planted, peppers are planted, and yeah. And this is the Lemon Dream, which is supposed to be a little patio container planter. Very small, tiny little plant, but it has 3 blossoms that was trying to set in the house, or maybe 5. There's a lot, but it was trying to make peppers in the house. So I was like, all right, it's time to put everybody outside. And we just have a ridiculous amount of aphids that were just on everything in the house. So I'm trying to get all the aphid infested things out of the house so that maybe my starts will stop just being infested with aphids. But I think that that is a fruitful dream. But yeah, we got some stuff going on. Beets that are starting to sprout. So I just put a bunch of beets in here. Yeah, some broccoli. The goal is to harvest these as microgreens. And then thin them out, and then maybe we'll let 1 or 2 grow on to be bigger. Yeah, a celeriac. I think that's a cauliflower or a broccoli. And more beets. And, oh, carrots that I sowed a long time ago, finally coming up. And then it's just going to be carrots and chives. So it'll be funny. I also sowed right there. You can see this is tiny brassicas that just germinated. The tag says tree cabbage. I had transplanted a tree cabbage out here, which is this guy that died because we got that minus 12 Celsius. But these 2 little brassica starts are 1,000 head kale. So they give these really big, giant leaves that you can use like one leaf as a cabbage substitute, and it's like enough cabbage for one leaf is enough for a meal, for a side. So that is the thought, and you can use them for wraps and stuff. And so I put 3 in here, and 2 have germinated. So yeah, hopefully one of those will grow up. If I don't thin it out, then we will get smaller leaves, which seems kind of like not the point of having that in here. Right? Like, not the point of that. But my hope is that being in the greenhouse and protected, that it should be a perennial, but that it will actually be a perennial, and it will live forever potentially, and just be our cabbage forever. So with that thought in mind, I probably will see which one does the best once they get larger, and in case one of them gets infested with something or attacked by something, it's just a backup plan, so that it will live in this bucket with these chives, and we'll be able to harvest some stuff. The carrots are obviously not going to be perennial, but the chives and the cabbage in the middle will be perennial. And that means that if we ever decide to sell this house and move, I can pick up this bucket and take it with me. That is the benefit of container gardening. Yeah, I've just sprinkled a bunch of seeds in a bunch of places, and we'll see. It's raining, so I'm not going to do an exterior tour, but spring has sprung, and these were all just seeded a long time ago, and they finally decided that they were ready and it was time for them. There's probably a couple of weeds in here, which I keep the greenhouse doors open in the summer, so we get random stuff that blows in, which is fine. But we have a ton of chives already, and these will be beautiful and set out the purple blossoms, which might be my favorite thing about chives. Chives are good, onion substitute, but the chive blossoms are really delicious and make a beautiful tempura. And so that's one of my favorite things about spring and early summer is chive tempura. And then I forgot that there were chives in this bucket, so we just have little carrots growing in and amongst them. But that should help, because they should help fight off like carrot root fly and leaf miners and stuff. So, you know, trying to be an effective companion planter. And then just the chives drop stuff all over the place. I have no idea what that is. Probably some kind of weird lichen fungus, but it's good. That'll be fun. And then just more chives. So my chives were all started from like a chive plant from the grocery store that I just popped into the dirt and then let them go to seed and drop seed. So free onions are the best. And then these ones that are super pale and flat, these are garlic chives. So these are, or Chinese chives, right? They are not the same as a regular chive. I think these might be more related to leeks. And so if you see their stem is solid, right? And then a chive stem is hollow. So that's how you can tell the difference. And oh god, garlic chives are delicious. If you've never had them, they have a more garlic flavor, obviously. But making green onion pancakes with garlic chives is the best thing. But yeah, regular chives have a hollow stem. So how you know you have an onion, and in Swedish it's gräsrock, right? So little onion straws. And then I'm pretty sure right, like things in the leek family have a flat, full stem, and then things in the onion family, right? They're all alliums, but things in the onion family have the hollow stem. This is my weird gardening deduction. I don't know that it's true, but this is my theory after growing lots and lots of alliums. And so I've got some baby leeks in here with one like little bush cherry tomato, and then peppers. And these are snack peppers. So these should not get very big. So hopefully they'll be happy. Peppers like to hug hands. And then there's just a tomato thrown in there because these were starting to blossom in the house. So they needed to get out. And this was the one left over after I did the 3 buckets outside. Yeah, I still need to figure out what I'm doing with the rest of the buckets. But that is a future Lauren problem. And that's fine. And my hope is that tomatoes will grow along the fence, and maybe I'll alternate tomato and basil and stuff so that neighbors can take what they want if they want to have a snack when they're walking. And I might write on the thing just like, you're welcome to take this, so that they know that they can have a snack when they're walking. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll put my onesie challenge at the end of this. This is my onesie challenge. It is a luffa. I live in southern Sweden, zone 7A. Our last frost date is somewhere between May 1st and May 15th. I will be trying to grow this in my greenhouse. Yeah, but I'm going to start on paper towel in a plastic bag above the freezer so that it has a nice, warm, dark place to germinate. This is my one seed, and if it dies, that will be the end of the challenge. And these are 4 more to make sure that I actually do have loofah this summer. But this is the one that we are going to track for the challenge. So just a wet paper towel with the seed inside. Wet paper towel with the seed inside. And just going to put them in this plastic bag, tie it up, put it above the fridge, check it in a couple days. Not fancy, not sophisticated, but that's the method that works for me for sprouting anything that I really want to make sure sprouts before I put it in the ground.